Continental Task Force. I just wanted to remind us that we meet at a very important time for this second meeting, following the recent summit that was held in January 2014 here in Addis Ababa. As a result of the work that has been done by the ministers of trade, there were some decisions that were presented to the summit through the high-level African Trade Committee, which also held its meetings on the margins of the summit. And we are very pleased to receive a further reaffirmation and political commitment for the continuation of the work of this committee, in that the decision broadly gave impetus and momentum to the process by declaring that we should continue the preparatory work for the launching of the CFTA, and that essentially our target for this process should be aiming for 2015 as the year in which we will be preparing to launch the CFTA at the political level. Now, this gives us an opportunity to discuss in the context of our work in this committee how we can enable and facilitate the work that is required at the technical level. And if you remember, the main role of this meeting, which we held for the first time last October, is essentially the preparation of the relevant documents and the agreements that will establish the CFTA. We will also be responsible for coordinating and managing the CFTA process by ensuring the proper prioritization, sequencing, ensuring adequate coverage of all the relevant issues as pertaining to the negotiation sessions once they are on track, but also to ensure that once the process begins, it remains focused and is able to work according to the agreed roadmap and mandate through effective monitoring and evaluation. And we are also required to work jointly to make sure that we mobilize the necessary technical financial resources that will be required for the successful negotiations at the continental level. And also ensuring that as we are doing our work, understanding that this process is driven by our member states, we will work as the Commission, as the regional economic communities, as UNECA and ADB, together to ensure that we find the appropriate strategies to sensitize and mobilize the engagement of the key stakeholders that will be required to achieve this momentous task. So we are gathered here today to discuss, and basically I hope that everybody has received the documentation, but we will be discussing and getting your contributions and improvements to the draft objectives and the guiding principles for the negotiations of the CFTA. We also are looking forward to having your proposals regarding the institutional arrangements which have been proposed by the Secretariat for your inputs. These institutional arrangements will be the ones for the actual negotiations of the CFTA. And we will also be reflecting on the terms of reference and modalities for the negotiating forum of the CFTA, as well as discussing how we can work together to further work that has commenced to prepare for regional consultations for the amongst all the regions that are recognized by the AUC, who are all members of our committee here. And finally, we will also discuss the work plan for the AUC Continental Task Force meeting of the CFTA. So essentially, there are quite a number of key outputs that are expected from this meeting. And I just wanted to underscore that we are very much aware that all of us in our respective endeavors are seized with the importance of this exercise. And we are looking forward to also receiving further information about the work that is taking place, the reflections, be they at regional level, be they through the work and technical support of our partners such as ECA, ADB. But at the end of the day, what we would like to underscore as the African Union Commission is our commitment to work closely with you seamlessly to ensure that simply accelerate the momentum and prepare in the best way that we can for the process to be a success. And we have in our work program this year already had one important activity, which was to deal with the rules of origin and reflections about what this particular work stream, how it can be coordinated in the context of the work that we will be engaged with. And I think further updates and information, I'm sure, will be shared. So on this note, I would just like to declare that we have opened our meeting and invite that we start to consider the documents that are before us in the form of the first document, which is covered in our draft agenda, is the adoption of the agenda and the organization of work. It has been circulated. I believe it is available in English and French, and I will pause to request for your, any comments that you may have with regards to this item, so that we can take that into account as we are adopting the draft agenda